Hai semuanya, Assalamualaikum. Kembali lagi di video reaction saya kali ini guys, oke? Semoga semuanya sehat selalu. Nah, kali ini saya mau tengok video tentang ini ya. Laris manis kereta api buatan PT Inka Indonesia diborong negara ASEAN dan akan bangun jalur kereta api di Afrika. Sangat sukses sekali ya PT Inka Indonesia ini, yang mana sudah banyak gitu kan negara-negara yang memborong ya kereta api buatan PT Inka. Mantap. So, jangan lama-lama lagi, mari sama tengok video ini. Let's go.
Who would have thought that in the midst of the hustle and bustle of the global industry dominated by big names such as Siemens from Germany, CRRC from China or Alstom from France, there is one name from Indonesia that is now slowly but surely starting to become a topic of conversation in international business spaces. PT Industri KERETA API, or better known as PT Inka. This state-owned company from Madiun may have been considered insignificant in the past, but now they are the mainstay of Indonesian exports in the transportation manufacturing sector and not playing around. Orders come from all over Asia to Africa. Just imagine countries such as Bangladesh, the Philippines, Malaysia to Zambia one by one showing interest. And not only interested, but actually buying Indonesian-made trains in large quantities. Even large projects to build railway lines in Africa have begun to be entrusted to Indonesia. This means that from Madiun, Indonesia is not only sending trains, but also sending technology expertise. Even economic influence to other continents. This journey is certainly not instant. PT Inka was born in 1981 as an effort by Indonesia to be independent in the land transportation industry. In the past, all trains operating in Indonesia had to be purchased from abroad. Indonesia has no factory, no technology, and is forced to rely on foreign vendors for maintenance and replacement of spare parts. But slowly, the government began to think long-term. We must be able to produce our own, we must be able to make our own, not just buy and use. From there, PT Inka was formed with an initial production facility in Madiun, East Java. At first, it was difficult, production capacity was limited, human resources were not yet skilled enough, technology was still far behind. But thanks to perseverance and the spirit of innovation, Inka continued to grow. Technology was researched, human resources were trained, and the domestic market became a very valuable training ground. Little by little, Inka was able to meet domestic needs. And once Indonesia had experience building LRT, KRL and long-distance train systems with its own technology, the doors abroad slowly began to open. One important moment was when Bangladesh ordered more than 250 passenger cars from Inka in 2 stages between 2016 and 2021. The contract value was also extraordinary, reaching more than $100 million. After that, the Philippines entered the list of customer countries. The Philippine government ordered a series of computer trains for the Metro Manila area and entrusted production and delivery to Indonesia. The Philippines knew they needed a mode of transportation that was cheap, fast to produce, and could operate in a humid and hot tropical region. And that's all in Inka. We know very well how to build trains for the climate and contours of Southeast Asia. Then came Malaysia, a neighboring country that is usually a trading partner and, to be honest, sometimes a competitor. But here Malaysia chose Indonesia. They ordered freight trains to support their national logistics. This means that the quality of Inka's products is not only equal, but can be trusted by countries with fairly strict modern transportation systems like Malaysia. But what was really surprising was when countries in Africa started to take notice. Zambia, for example, this country is in a phase of massive infrastructure expansion to improve its national connectivity and reduce dependence on expensive and inefficient road transportation. They not only bought trains from Indonesia, but also asked Indonesia to help build new railway lines. This is not just an export of goods, but an export of capabilities, technology, experts, system design, and technical training. Indonesia is now not just a supplier, but a global development partner. At this point, the geopolitical role begins to be felt. Amidst the fierce competition between major powers such as China and the West in global infrastructure projects, Indonesia is present as a neutral alternative. We do not bind other countries with large debts, do not offer loans with strangling interest rates, and do not impose political conditions. We offer mutually beneficial, long-term cooperation based on real needs, not vested interests. And that is starting to attract many developing countries, who are too tired of depending on one pole of power. For Indonesia itself, Inka's success has paved the way for the growth of supporting industries. To make trains, we need steel, rubber, electronics, electrical systems, cooling technology, and automation software. All of this opens up space for cross-industry collaboration in the country. MSMEs are starting to be involved as suppliers of small components. Universities are starting to be asked to research energy efficiency and structural engineering. Local workers are starting to be trained and absorbed into the national train industry ecosystem. This domino effect is clearly felt. Then don't forget the other multiplier effects. Train exports increase foreign exchange reserves, improve the trade balance, and grow investor confidence in Indonesia's capabilities. When the world sees that Indonesia is capable of producing trains that can operate across countries and climates, the credibility of national technology increases. This is like a branding effect. Other products from Indonesia are also increasing in popularity. In the future, Indonesia has a great opportunity to expand this export market. The Middle East, South Asia, and even Latin American countries are accelerating their infrastructure development. Many of them are looking for new partners that are not expensive, not complicated, and not dominating. Indonesia could be the answer. Imagine if we could export trains to Egypt, Kenya, Pakistan, or Peru. That's not a dream. The potential is real. It's just a matter of how we maintain quality, increase production capacity, and strengthen aggressive economic diplomacy. The government itself seems to be starting to realize this. The high-speed train project, LRT, and the plan to build an autonomous train are proof that the country wants to continue to grow. But the challenges remain great. We need a healthy ecosystem. Don't let this industry advance alone without clear policy support. Raw material taxes, export facilities, technology patents, and long-term financial support must all be worked on seriously. Because if not, we will only be a temporary order factory. But if done with a long-term strategy, Indonesia could become one of the centers of modern transportation production in Asia. Just imagine, Indonesia becomes the China of Southeast Asia for trains, an export center, a technology center, and a regional training center. And it all started from Madiun. So if today you ride the KRL, LRT, or see a freight train passing on the tracks, remember that most of it is the work of the nation's children. And out there are many countries that are now enjoying their journey on trains made in Indonesia. Not just products, but also hopes. Hopes that Indonesia can not only be a market, but a major player in the world's economic and technological game.
Okay. Jadi ya memang begitu berkembang pesat gitu kan PT Inka Indonesia ini, yang mana sudah menarik banyak negara-negara luar untuk memborong kan buatan-buatan PT Inka, macam tadi Bangladesh kan sampai memborong 250 gitu ya gerbong, sampailah ke negara Afrika juga. Ini begitu berkembang pesatnya PT Inka Indonesia. Banyak sudah gitu kan buatan PT Inka yang telah pun diborong, telah pun dibeli oleh negara-negara dari luar ini. Oke, luar biasa, terbaik. So, terima kasih banyak sebab kamu sudah menonton video ini. Jangan lupa untuk subscribe, like, komen, dan juga share ya. Kita bertemu lagi di video reaction saya yang seterusnya. Assalamualaikum.